excited about today because I am thrilled about some new stuff that's happening. And today is usually Think About It Thursdays, and I come in with a specific area of focus. But today, I want to share some information with you guys. I want to answer some questions. I need to be on for a certain period of time because I'm testing a software application. So guess what? It's your lucky day. So you can take advantage of this moment, or you can just say, oh my goodness. But what I will say to you is I would love for you to tag in a business buddy. I am here to serve today. I want to share with you guys just some little tips and some practical things that I'm learning in this streaming area, the streaming experience, versus things that I thought that I knew, but I really probably didn't know, to the comfort and the level that I am right now. And so we're going to go ahead and jump in here and talk about a few things. If you are here joining me on a live stream, I would love if you just said, hey, I'm here. Just put your name in the comment section because, again, I'm checking out everything because I have some stuff going here. Somebody said, hey, coach. Hey, you know what? It's not authenticating. So I don't know who you are that just said, hey, coach, but hey, right back at you. I am excited. And if you're calling me coach, then go ahead and ask me some specific questions because I would love to answer those in real time. I just want to talk about some background stuff that I actually do. What I actually do today is I literally use different softwares when I go live. And so if you saw the video when I used the mic, that was one of the things where I was going live natively inside of Facebook. But today, I wanted to give you guys a background scene of what it takes to do these live streams that probably look effortless to you, but they really do take a lot of work. And one of the things that I share with people is that if you are in the space of, hey, Kirsten, if you're in the space of live streaming, you want to do some things where you're intentionally preparing, and it's all about your strategy in spite of the software and the hardware. So let me say that again. It is about your strategy, not necessarily just your software and hardware, because you can have a lot of fancy software, a lot of fancy hardware, and guess what? It's not working. So recently I was doing some troubleshooting because one of the things also, I keep saying one of the things, that's my filler word, but stay with me. One thing that I know a lot of people don't spend time doing that is really important in this area of technology is backing stuff up. That's going to be the topic for today. The importance of backing up your content. And what does that mean? It doesn't mean that you just have these devices. And I can give you a real life example. If you don't take the time to learn about the importance of backing up, then it could be a very expensive lesson. And so I'll give you a couple of experiences that I had when I didn't know the lesson or the mindset of backing up to back up. I was in graduate school, y'all. I was in graduate school with a little baby because I graduated from graduate school in 2006. That means Austin was 2. Oh, yeah, I must have got pregnant. Yeah, I did. I had him closer to the school, like when I started graduate school. And so in 2006, I was working on my final project for my master's. And so back then, I didn't have Apple. There was no cloud like there is right now. Dropbox was still fairly new. But I didn't really have the mindset that I have right now, which is there is always a backup, y'all. When I say backup, especially if it's an important document, there is a backup to backup. So I'm going to talk about software backup, and then I'm going to talk about other things we should be using when we're using technology so that we're using it optimally. And so while I was writing this paper, y'all, I was writing this paper for graduate school, thought I was almost done. Now, I did a qualitative study, which means for a qualitative study, not only do you gather data, but then you have to translate interviews. Now, because I was a mom with 3 kids at the time, I found creative ways. So what I did at the time, I was using this software called Dragon. I think it's still out there. Dragon software. I bought this really expensive recorder. I recorded the interviews, and then because I was too exhausted to type, that's in a time when I didn't sleep as much as I enjoy sleep now, I had to sit there and dictate to this device the interviews so that it would type it up, and then I had to edit everything. So this was a really long paper. I did all this work, all this stuff on this little PC Toshiba laptop, and let me tell y'all what happened. I got the blue screen of death. Has anyone ever heard of the blue screen of death? Have you ever heard of it? Well, in the technology world at that time, I don't even know if it still happens with PCs. It means that everything freezes and you get this blue screen and you potentially lose everything. And I lost everything. It was the night before the paper was due, the project was due. I was terrified. I was like just in a state of besides myself. And I can remember sitting there saying, how did this happen? Because even then I used to carry those jump drives around. Back then the jump drives were really big and bulky, the bigger ones. Now they're not. They're like you can get a small one, but it whatever. Yes, it clears out your stuff. So I lost that entire paper. And so I learned a lesson that day. And the lesson that I learned is if you're working on a big project, you literally want to make sure you're backing up. Now, that was in 2006. So fast forward, however many years that is, let's go with 15 years, probably more than that, where we are right now when it comes to backing up information. First, I want to talk about documents on your machines. And then I want to talk about these devices that we have that we don't optimize. So y'all don't have to share y'all dirty laundry. Y'all don't have to tell me that you did it, but I want you to stay with me and I want you to know some things that are really important when it comes to you backing up stuff. So there's so many free applications that you can use right now, such as Dropbox, Google Drive. They're both free. If you have a Gmail email account, you have a Google Drive. Thank you so much. Who told me 16 years? Thank you so much. Whoever, if you have a Gmail email, which are free to get, you can have a Google Drive. Okay. If you don't use the Gmail ecosystem, let's say that you use mostly Apple products, then you should really make your best friend the iCloud. And iCloud is not just for photos. iCloud is a cloud-based system, but everything you do can be stored there. But that's not enough. Somebody write in the comments, that's not enough. Anybody on the replay, that's not enough. You still need to say, even if it's on the cloud, what happens if your cloud is corrupted? How do I know? Because my cloud did get corrupted. So in addition to me having my stuff on the cloud, I also have a copy on this thing called a time capsule, which synchronizes with my machine every day that it gets plugged in. That backs up a whole image of my computer, not just the files you can see, but it re-images my entire computer, every file, everything that you can't see, all the background things. It takes a picture of it on that time capsule. So there's stuff on the iCloud, there's stuff on the time capsule, and then there's more, right? You're going to say she's crazy. Maybe you think I'm crazy. Then on top of that, I have these little other drives. Now this right here is different than a normal jump drive that you might be using. So many of you, when you think about an external hard drive, there's two different types that people have. Sometimes you have just those little flash drives, those little ones, and then some of you may have invested a little bit more and you may have gotten ones that look like this. This one is one by WD. I don't even know what that is. This is an external hard drive, yet even this is not the best kind if you're trying to have speed. So like nowadays, people are doing things that are creating really big files. You just don't know it. And so the tool that I have actually moved into when I was videoing is these these jump drives right here. Now this is a jump drive, and watch this. This is a jump drive. Me and my rubber bands. I have a thing with rubber bands. I like my stuff to be organized. This is a jump drive and this is a jump drive, right? So this is a jump drive and this is a jump drive. Which one do you think holds more? Which one do you think holds more? The pink one or the black one? The pink one or the black one? Let's see how many. Oh, you know you're getting older when. So really, guess what? This one holds more. Now, what's the difference between this jump drive and this jump drive? This scan disk is what they call a solid state hard drive. So why is this so important? Because even though it's small and compact and it holds 2 terabytes of information, which if you're not doing video editing, 2 terabytes should be fine. 2 terabytes, that's what it holds. And this one I think holds, this might hold 2 terabytes also, but I really feel like it's more like 1. I think I got it because it was cute and it was pink. I'm just being honest. I was like, oh, that's cute. It's pink. So I got this one when I was moving up away from these traditional ones because I wanted something faster for video editing or photos and uploading. So I went with this one. But then when I did this thing called Vlogmas, I didn't want to, and you might say, well, why does she have all of these devices and why does she keep talking about the cloud? Because let me tell you something else. Most people don't have the budget to afford, if you're in the Apple space, and I'm just speaking truly, tell me I'm wrong. Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. Most people don't have the budget or don't have the desire or don't have the appetite to invest in a computer that has enough enough space on it for the stuff they're going to use it for. So my machine does. I spent a lot of money on this laptop because I needed it for other functions like the live streams that I'm doing right now and all the peripherals. That means like the cameras and the mixers that I have connected to it. So even though my machine can hold that much, get this, I don't store many files right on my computer. One of the benefits of using an Apple computer is that even though it appears that the files are on my computer, they're actually stored on iCloud. Now, why? Why do I put them on iCloud and not on my computer? Because, like I told you, one of my goals was to be mobile and global. And so all the files that look like they're on my computer, they are actually stored on iCloud so that I can actually connect to them from my phone or from my iPad. And when I'm updating files, they're being updated all over the place, not just on one device. So that is one of the reasons why I love using this. But why am I sharing this information with you also, or right now? Because even on my phone, so I have an iPhone 13 Pro. I went down to the smaller one. I did have the 12 Pro Max. That was like a weapon. I told people that phone was too big for me. So when I found out that the 13 Pro, just a regular Pro, which is smaller, could actually has the same type of camera, has the same storage that I needed, I said I'm going back down to the smaller iPhone. But even on my iPhone, there's another tip that I have for you. When I have my photos that are on here, they are all in the cloud too. I can retrieve them and pull them down, but they automatically save on the cloud and not on my device. Why? Because again, if I want to access these tools or my photos from anywhere, I want to be able to access them from anywhere. And so by having them up in the cloud, it makes it easier for me versus having them somewhere else. So let's go now to the other practical things that people don't do. So now we've talked about storing stuff and backing stuff up like software and files and videos and pictures like that. Now let's talk about daily how we use our devices. So your iPad and your iPhone and even your computer. On your computer, there is this thing called time capsule or time machine. That's what it's called. The time capsule is the device that I have, but the time machine is on your computer, and you should have it set that it backs up your computer minimally to the iCloud. But if you want to be more sophisticated, if you don't get a time capsule, because I don't think they sell those by Apple anymore, you can get an external hard drive with a network on it, and you can set up a whole network in your house. So for me, I have a network set up on my house for Wi-Fi. I have one username and password. Everybody else has a different one because I want to have my stuff secure because I work on things for my clients and I don't want everyone to have access to them. But I have two different things set up, but then that time capsule backs up my computer each day. So if you have an external hard drive, you should be in the habit of, on your time machine, setting up a network where you can back up your computer to the cloud and then also to an actual device. Why do you want to do that? Because now what's really cool that wasn't this way before, the last time I bought my laptop, it was so nice because I didn't have to actually wait forever and ever and a day. When I got my new computer, it literally, you like use this one, you go through these processes and it re-images your new computer to look like your last one. Ain't that cool? That's what Apple, I don't know how it works in the PC world, but in the Apple world, that's really nice. Something also that you should be backing up is your phone. Every single night, you should have it set up that when you plug it in so that it charges, it backs up. I can't tell you how many people tell me they don't back up their phones. If you are guilty, don't tell nobody. Just make sure you back up your phone, as well as you want to make sure you back up your iPad. And then another thing that you want to do with these devices, if you want to use them in the most optimal way, is making sure that you're doing your updates. One of the recent updates that I think is really cool, if you're using FaceTime on your phone, you can actually share your screen while you're on your phone if you backed up your phone to like the latest edition. That is so cool. And what does that mean? It means like I'm on FaceTime and I can say share my screen, and that person's on FaceTime and I can show them my screen. Why is that good? Because if I'm walking somebody through something, it's just a nice feature to have. And so you want to make sure you're backing up and updating your apps, because when you don't update them, they don't work as good as they would work if you did take the time to update these devices. And so if you use your computer for things, again, where you're doing photo and video editing, even with that, I would tell you, I wouldn't even put those things in iCloud. For me to edit with the best speed amount, what I love is I actually create those projects right here on this solid state hard drive. So then that way it doesn't take a long time for your videos to render, but you're not taking up all that space on your computer, especially if you're using Final Cut Pro. And Final Cut Pro, which let me give you all this tip. I don't even know I should be saying this. If you are a student, you can get Final Cut Pro and a couple of other softwares as a package. Don't tell nobody I told you, but it's like a package price, which is cheaper than what it costs just for Final Cut Pro by itself. So that's just a note. So note that, share it with a friend. But when I do those projects, I have that stuff on here. Now, because I'm editing big files and I'm saving them on my external hard drive, what I will also do is when I render files and projects that are really important to me, I then will either back those videos up to YouTube, or I'll take that big file and I'll upload it to Dropbox. So that, again, we have two backups for these files. Y'all understanding what I'm putting down? I know y'all might say, why is this a topic for Business Builder? It's a topic for Business Builder because I can't tell you, people work on projects, they can't find stuff, they don't know where it is, they're storing it all over the place, they don't know where stuff is. And then again, if you have to get a new device and you haven't backed anything up, and it's always good until it's not. So another example, if you're storing everything on your computer and for some reason you spill liquid on your computer and something happens and messes it up, can they access that information? But it's going to cost you more, because you can't just pull it from a virtual or a cloud-based site. You now have to have them go in and connect it to things and have them pull it off and do all of that. So then it winds up costing you more. So I just wanted to share this information with you today about the importance of backing up things, whether they are files or whether they are whether they're digital or their software. That stuff is all super duper duper important. So I see there's 3 people here with me. I want to know, are there any questions that you have about any of the topics that I've talked about this week? Whether it's a topic about business, a topic about, equipment that I've shared with you about, different things like that. Go ahead and ask those questions. And as you ask those questions, I can put them up on the screen, because again, I'm testing, so I have to be here for at least 10 more minutes. And so if nobody says anything, then I'll probably go in a different direction, and I'll talk about this book that I love. Listen, this is one of my favorite books. It's by Gary Keesee. I'm probably saying his name wrong. It's called Your Financial Revolution. Shout out to Latoya. I was trying to remember who recommended this book to me. Latoya Fonville recommended this book to me. And as you can see, I have read this book. I reference this book. Look at what the shape. Look at this book. This book is good in my Tiffany Haddish place. This is a good book. So if nobody asks me a question on this whole idea of backing things up and the importance, even if you have I just got one more tip. If you are on a PC and you use Office 365, no worries. So again, I talked about the Apple ecosystem, but I do use Office 365 Exchange for my company. But if you have Office 365, another alternative for you for backing up files is called OneDrive. And again, people, if you are on the PC world, when you use how do I say this? One of the things that slows down your productivity, you can agree or disagree. You can agree and disagree. And you can agree with me and not agree. I don't care, but this is my opinion. This is all my opinion. I like Apple because I use all Apple stuff, which means everything. So if somebody texts me, if they have an Apple phone, I get it on my iPad, my phone, my laptop, everywhere. That's just what happens. If I'm doing stuff, it's really nice because even my iPad, if I'm somewhere and I'm on my own Wi-Fi, I can use it as an extended display, meaning as a second monitor. That's really cool. And so I'm sharing all those things before I go over to the PC Android world. If you use a PC and you're a business owner and you want maximum ease and productivity, somebody tell me I'm wrong, and that's okay. You can. And you're not a video editor person, because I know then they'll say, oh, I prefer Apple because of blah, 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 blah. Even though my daughter did learn the whole Adobe suite on a PC, she did. If you use a PC and you have an Android device, then I encourage you to use the Google ecosystem or the Microsoft ecosystem, which you still can use on Apple, but usually there's a little bit more functionality with PCs when you're using Office 365 versus when you use a Mac. So for the primary things, it's fine, but I did find in my experience that there's a few more features when you use a PC and the Office 365 for whatever reason. The reason why I'm sharing though there that you should be using that ecosystem is same reason. You know, there's probably ways that you can synchronize things really easy if you have a Surface versus a MacBook, and the Surface you can write on, which is nice because I know people will try to sometimes compare an iPad Pro with a Microsoft Surface. And I don't agree that that's a good comparison. I don't think that that's a good comparison. I don't think that my phone rang. So see, I might have gotten taken off for a minute, but I don't agree comparing the Microsoft, the iPad, I'm calling it iPad. Okay, people are texting me and messaging me all over the place and I'm getting distracted. How do you get distracted when you're doing a live, right? See, that's the problem. That's why also on Apple, they have this really nice feature called Do Not Disturb. You can put that on your computer just like you can put it on your phone. And I probably should have did that. So I will encourage you, if you are streaming for a production, and I do it when I go live for a client. Why don't I do it for myself, right? When I do it for a client, or if you're going to go live, one of the best things you can do is put your phone on Do Not Disturb and put your computer on Do Not Disturb. But let's go back to what I was talking about. So if you're using Office 365, one of the cool things is that you can use SharePoint. If you're using Microsoft 365 Exchange, that would be people who have businesses and have employees and they want to use Microsoft Teams and things of that nature. That is a great, great thing. It's also a great tool to use if you're working with me in a coaching capacity and you were in my master class and you're talking about expanding your team. I highly encourage either you use G Suite, the actual suite that's set up with your just like an Office system, not the free version. And the reason why is because you want to be able to manage your team and protect your data, your intellectual capital, when people are working for you. So there's a whole way that when people work for me, my methodology on how they work or how we work as a company is one where we're using those ecosystems to the maximum. But if you have a PC or a Mac, you can use Office 365. So I'm suggesting to you that if you have this Office, these PCs and Androids, that you're using these devices to the maximum, meaning that you're using your Google Drive, you're using your Office 365 OneDrive. OneDrive is similar to Dropbox. And what's really nice about OneDrive is that if you're using OneDrive and you're on your computer, have you ever been working on like a PowerPoint or something and all of a sudden your system crashes and you forgot to save? Well, if you're using OneDrive, that file is being saved on OneDrive. It's auto saving. Just like if you use Keynote on an Apple computer, it's automatically saving. So that's a nice feature to have because, again, for my example that I used before, I was writing my whole paper in Microsoft Word. If I would have had it hooked up to OneDrive, it would have been easy because it would have been auto saving and I wouldn't have had to start from scratch. Or even if my computer crashed, I would have been able to access OneDrive from any other computer. And so it's really nice. And then on your phone, and even though I do use some Microsoft tools and I have those apps on my phone as well, if I need to get to SharePoint in a document with SharePoint, I can get there. I can get to any of those documents virtually. So I'm telling you, all of these things are very, very, very helpful, y'all. They really are. So I think I'm here. Yep, I'm here. And I don't know how many people are still left because who knows? It seems like it says there's 3. But if there's no other questions, how long have I been here? I got 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. I'll probably delete this video because I'm really just doing this to test to make sure that this YouTube channel is working and functioning properly. So, any other questions before I go to this book? So I could talk about this book for the last 4 minutes. So this book has been such a blessing because it is talking about our mindset and relationship with believing God for stuff. Blew me away. So good. It's not available on Amazon, like to get it as a ebook. So I did purchase the hard copy. Again, I went old school with all these Post-its and stuff and highlighters. So good. So good. This book is a blessing. I'm telling you, it's such, look at how it's been through the storm. Look at how dirty it is. This thing is the one, it's like this one and Draw a Circle by Mark Batterson, I think is his name. Those 2 books are like my books that remind me that God is faithful. He is faithful. We just need to know the process to activate our faith and our prayers. And this is a good book. So I would encourage you, if you are a person who wants to believe God for something and you want to know a process, a kingdom-based process, you better check out this book, Your Financial Revolution, The Power of Provision. Thank you, LaToya, for this recommendation. So good. So good. Oh, my goodness. All right. So we talked about that. Oh, let me tell you about another little gadget I got. I think I talked to you guys about this. Did I talk to you about this? This is a charger for the iPhones, the ones that have a magnet on the back. Now, this is not, you can't use this on any iPhone. I learned that the hard way. Like my kids, I think, have 11s. You can't use it that far back, which really isn't that far back because some people still have like iPhone 8s. I have an iPhone 8 or 7, something like that. Don't know what it is. But this is a great device, but not a long-term device. So it is, I am in an emergency. I need to run. I need a little juice. I wouldn't say you want to depend on this if you knew you were going on a long trip. This is not what you want. And it's too much money to not be it costs too much for what it does not do. So I have been disappointed about its performance, but I got it. So I'm using it and it's working, but it's not like my favorite. It is not my favorite device at all. But this, you literally just take it and you, even if you have a case on, you could just stick it on the back. Oops. You stick it on the back. It's a magnet. And then it charges. See that? It's charging. But like I said, it's so disappointing the amount of charge it has. So disappointing. It's like $100. $100. Do you know what I could have got for $100? I could have got another one of those big anchor blocks that I know works. Now they're heavier and they take forever to charge, but this is not what you want. I mean, this is you're going out, maybe doing something, going out on date night. You forgot to charge your phone. You're in the car and you guys are going out walking. This is just like a backup for a little while. You cannot depend on this for very long. This is not what you want to go to. It is not. Okay, guys. Well, I have hit my 30 minutes. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to test this tool and make sure that my screen quality was clear for 30 minutes. So I am excited about that. Let me double check and make sure that my streaming quality is still good. Oh, it is. Yes, it is still good. Let me change the screen, y'all. Let me see here. Oh, and just if you are here, don't forget to check out the new website. Let me go there with you guys. Let me share my screen. Let's see if it's working. Oh, the share screen is not working right. Hold on. Let's look at the screen. Let's put the overlays on. There we go. So this is the screen and the website is VonSwy.com or VonSwySolutions.com. So let's go there and see. Oh, I have another thing I want to show y'all. Let me tell y'all about my find in Five Below. Let me tell y'all about my find in Five Below. Hold on a minute. I'm going to show y'all this. I was so excited about this find from Five Below. So let me stop sharing the screen. Let me come back to me. This find from Five Below. So if you use a laptop and you're tired of hunching over on your table, I don't even know if you can fully see it. Let me switch cameras. Okay, so I don't know if I'm scared to move my stuff, but anyways, there's this little stand, $5. It's a $5 contraption, and it folds down and it expands from Five Below. It's so nice. You can prop your computer up. So what you can see on my computer is that it's not sitting flat. It's propped up at like, let's say 60 degrees. Changed the game. Like totally changed the game for me. Because I don't have to go like this, and I'm not trying to do all that crazy. It's so nice. I'm telling you. Five Below. That is where you want to go to get a copy of, to get one of these devices. I wish I could show it to you. Maybe I'll take a picture of it and put it in the comment section after this video, although I do think I'm going to delete this video. But let me go back to my other thing, sharing my screen. So this is the new website, guys. I am so proud of this little website. Shout out to Janine Blue. I keep saying her name. She is like the best employee ever, y'all. The best employee ever. And it's just got all our stuff there. Our process, our discovery sessions, all of this information. You can check out our website. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then, I didn't show you guys this before. Our business solutions, it has what we do, the assessments that we use when we're doing organizational development or people development projects, the different assessments that we use, yay. And then you could just fill this out if you want to meet with someone to set up an appointment. And then if you want to book me to speak, I'm so proud of this speaker sheet, y'all. I got a speaker sheet. And then you can just book right here if you want to book me to speak. That's pretty cool. And then finally, I'm telling you, all types of stuff is happening. Yeah, and then you could just go back to the beginning. So I'm excited about our new website. Hope you are too. So thank you for whoever who has stayed here with me. I appreciate you. Again, I'm going to be deleting this video because I was just speaking randomly. And I got to take a screenshot of all the places that I am so I could delete it all over the place. And go do a TikTok video before my next teaching this afternoon. So I hope you have an amazing day, everybody. God bless y'all. And until the next time, enjoy us here on Business Builders. Follow, like us on YouTube. The YouTube channel is Latasha Martin. And everywhere else is Latasha 115959. God bless y'all. Have a great day.